If you remind us before we begin, please remember to turn off your cell phone.
Unos recordatorios antes de comenzar. Por favor, recuerde de apagar sus celulares.
Applause is the appropriate appreciation to the performers. Cat calls, whistling, or other loud noises are best reserved for athletic events, not musical performances. If any emergency occurs, you must leave the performance. Please leave between musical numbers.
Aplausos apropiado y apreciado al final de la presentación. Chiflados o otros ruidos y gritos son mejores observados durante eventos atléticos, no durante una presentación musical. Si una emergencia ocurre y necesita retirarse de la presentación, por favor retírese cuando pare la música.
Thank you for your attendance and we hope you enjoy our performance.
Gracias por su asistencia y esperemos que disfrute nuestra presentación.
Good evening. Are you ever in for a treat tonight? You are going to be so proud of what these young people have accomplished this year. It's truly been amazing. Every time I hear them, I can't believe that what started out as squeaks and squawks and splats in August has become a full ensemble band. They practice with like instruments during the year, and so coming together as a full band is a great thing and is something that doesn't happen very often, so it's really fun for them and it's fun for us to listen to. Sometimes our students go through tough times, and I want to tell you that tonight Mrs. Bingston would like to dedicate our performance to Yesenia Anguiano. Her mom passed away this week and she is not with us tonight, but we would like to play in her honor and in her mom's honor. So would you please help me welcome what is the absolute best band director ever anywhere, Miss Janice Bingston. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to welcome family and friends to the J.O. Kelly Band Concert. We are excited that you are here, and we know that you're going to hear how great the students sound. One of our nation's most recognizable pieces is most appropriate to open our concert. Would you please welcome our guest vocal soloist, Miss Heather LeBlanc, as she joins the band and encourages you, the audience, to stand and join in singing our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Ella quiere decir gracias para estar aquí en nuestro concierto y vamos a ponernos de pie y van a cantar nuestro canto de nuestro país.
Oh, say, can you see
Absolutely fabulous. We're so lucky to have her. For those of you who don't know, she teaches the choir at Kelly.
Para ustedes que no saben, estamos muy gozosos de tener esa maestra aquí en la Joe Kelly. Ella está encargada del coro.
And keeping in the patriotic vein, our next selection is also a piece of historical significance. It's a musical battle cry for military men and women, and it also brings heartfelt memories as they reflect on the sacrifices they gave for military life. The piece stirs the hearts of Americans today, just as it did in the Civil War when it was first composed. This is the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Con el mismo canto de nuestro país, vamos a seguir la segunda canto, un canto de nuestros señores que pelearon en guerra, y este canto van a tomar ahora.
At this point in the program, I'd like to recognize our student achievement. We have a number of students who received certificates for successfully passing off their red or their blue book, and they got their certificates today. So I'd like to ask them to stand and show everybody in the audience your certificate. Please stand.
Estos estudiantes que estaban parando han pasado los libros rojos y azules y recibieron un certificado para terminar esos dos libros.
And there's a number of students who are only a couple of lines away, so they'll be, I'm sure, earning their certificates before the end of the year and getting their certificates.
Hay unos estudiantes también, poquitos más, que faltan poquito más, que van a poder terminar, yo creo, terminando el año, van a recibir también los certificados también.
At this point in the program, I would like to introduce some people to you that are very important to our band. First person I'd like to introduce is Mr. Chris Moore, who you see over here. And I do have to brag on him a little bit.
Unas personas importantes en la banda, el señor Mr. Moore.
I do have to brag on him a little bit. He was this year's Arkansas band director who makes the biggest difference. And so that he was nominated and had a big publication in a national magazine for all of his efforts. And we're lucky enough to have him here at Kelly, so we're pretty excited about that.
También queremos reconocer, él recibió un premio grande del estado de Arkansas, que él recibió conocido de director de banda en nuestro estado.
And at Kelly, he teaches our baritones, trombones, and bassoons. I'm sorry, trombone, baritone, tuba. Okay.
Es el maestro de nuestra escuela que enseña esos tres instrumentos.
All right, and I'd also like to introduce Mr. Mike Eccles, you see over here. He's the catalyst behind the George Band, applying for and being the first Arkansas junior high band ever selected to perform at the Midwest International Band Clinic. And that's going to be held, yay!
El señor Eccles es el primero escuela junior high que van a ir y hacer un concierto en el Midwest este año.
And this is going to be held in December, and this conference is the largest band director conference in the entire world. It is the biggest and it's the most prestigious event that you can be invited to.
Este concierto es el más grande de todo el mundo. El señor Eccles va a llevar un grupo en diciembre y van a performar en este concierto. Y como digo, es un concierto el más grande del mundo.
And I think Mr. Eccles has a couple of things to say.
Él tiene unas palabras para decir también.
Hello.
Hola.
Yakwe. And hola.
Hola.
We are so excited that many of the students on stage tonight will be performing representing Arkansas, and that is so honorable not only to your kids, but honorable to the entire state of Arkansas and your family.
Está muy contento porque unos estudiantes que están aquí van a poder ir con él al concierto en Chicago en diciembre. Y está muy contento porque ustedes son los hijos de ustedes que va a poder tomar parte de este concierto.
We are excited for this opportunity. We will have a practice tomorrow afternoon just for 7th grader. We would like for you parents to, we know you have questions. Tell them what your questions are.
Mañana vamos a tener un ensayo en la escuela. Y ustedes tienen preguntas, como padres, quieren saber más, preguntan esas preguntas a tus hijos, escríbelos, púntalos para ellos a traerlo mañana para preguntarle al señor Eccles.
And then at that rehearsal, we are going to visit with the students and answer their questions. And on Wednesday, we're going to make ourselves available all day and in the evening because we'd like to meet every single parent, at least one parent from each family, and answer any other questions that you have. And that will begin at 8 o'clock and 12 at Kelly, and then after the rehearsal on Wednesday afternoon at 5:30.
Mañana, terminando el ensayo, vamos a contestar las preguntas que los estudiantes van a traer. Pero también el miércoles a las 8 hasta las 12 y después a las 5 queremos visitar con los padres que están estudiantes, que tus hijos pueden ir a este concierto en diciembre a Chicago. Él va a estar flexible para hablar con ustedes el miércoles.
Last year, the George Band went to Mississippi, to Biloxi, which is farther than Chicago. And the student cost for a 5-day trip was only $99. That's because everybody pulled together and worked. And we know that money is a consideration. And I think you had some thoughts along those lines.
El año pasado, la escuela de George fueron a Mississippi por 5 días, más lejos de Chicago, y el precio nomás era $99. Eso no es nada, padres. Nosotros podemos apoyar a nuestros hijos a ir a un lugar así que ellos pueden aprovechar y conocer y aprender más. Y yo sé que tenemos ideas que podemos levantar dinero al fondo que los padres puedan pagar muy bajo el precio.
We are so excited for all of these kids to come to George next year. We've got bands for everyone and a lot of fun underway, and we look forward to working with your kids. Thanks for encouraging them.
Él está muy feliz para recibir tus estudiantes el año que viene al George, y yo sé que vamos a poder hacer muchas más cosas con ellos. Gracias.
And Mr. Eccles teaches a horn and percussion at Kelly. Our next person is Mr. Daniel Hodge. He's the newest addition to Springdale High School, and he's an expert teacher who brings numerous accomplishments, and he's already had a positive impact on our students. That's Mr. Hodge at Springdale High School. Your students will be seeing him in the future.
El nuevo maestro en la directora de instrumentos Hodge aquí en la high school, la Bulldog.
And last but not least, Mr. Russell Robinson, who is the head band director at Springdale High School, and he oversees all the bands in Springdale. Our students can look forward to lots of years of great music making with him. I think he's up there.
El señor Robinson, que está allá, creo, allá arriba, es el director de la escuela Springdale y él va a aspirar, visitar a ustedes mucho más en el futuro cuando tus hijos están en la banda.
Our next piece features our trombone section, and we are so proud of them and their musicianship. We're going to actually bring them out front so that you won't miss a note of their fantastic playing. Please help me to welcome Bruno Avila, Madison Cordell, Israel De La Hoya, Anna Gomez, Brian Gopar, Sierra Grindstaff, Miguel Hernandez, Marius Hudler, Jonathan Lopez, Danny Maldonado, Ricardo Nova, Hector Quintero, Kelvin Ryers, and Maria Soto.
Este siguiente canto va a ser el canto por los trombones.
Make sure your music's perfect. Make sure your music's as high as you want it.
This is a piece that's written in a playful Latin style, including maracas, claves, and trombone smears. If you listen closely, you'll even hear snippets of La Cucaracha. This is Señor Slide.
Este canto fue escrito en un señor latín y van a escuchar unos notas que van a ser conocidos como la cucaracha.
And that's some of the great teaching that Mr. Moore has given his students. Isn't he wonderful?
Esos son los estudiantes que se está enseñando el señor Mr. Moore.
Our next piece, El Pato Loco, which means the crazy duck, is a musical depiction of a wayward duck that wanders through picnic grounds in the park trying to get attention and free food. Bold and rich melodies seasoned with Latin percussion. This is El Pato Loco.
Este canto recibí para ser conocido el pato, para recibir tensión. el canto El Pato Loco.
At this point in the program, we're going to lower the screen back down, and while they're lowering the screen, I want to take a couple of minutes to thank some people who do a lot of behind-the-scenes work to make things happen for the
Vamos a
band.
bajar la pantalla, vamos a mirar una cosa más, pero a la misma vez quiero dar gracias a unas personas.
Our administrative team, Ms. Sarah Ford, our principal, who spoke earlier, Ms. Hayter, Ms. Reeves, both assistant principals,
Dar gracias a las directoras, la directora Sarah, la directora Mindy Hayter y la directora Sarah Reeves.
and Mr. Ibarra, our translator,
Gracias también al señor
Yes.
Ibarra.
and Ms. Brito, who helps us out a lot too.
El Pino también que ayuda mucho.
And of course, our music teachers at Kelly, Miss Morris and Miss LeBlanc.
Miss Morris y también gracias a Miss Bla gracias también.
But the most important people I want to thank are you.
Las personas más importantes que doy gracias son ustedes.
Because without the parents, none of this would be possible.
Sin los padres nunca podemos hacer esto.
So you've sacrificed to buy instruments.
Ustedes hacen el sacrificio de comprar los instrumentos,
You wash cars at the car wash.
lavaron carros a la car wash.
Chaperoned our trips and transported instruments.
Has venido con los estudiantes en el bus.
And chaperone trips. So from the bottom of our hearts, we'd like to say thank you, parents.
Gracias, padres, con todo nuestro corazón.
So thank you. Yes. I'd like to invite you to sit back and take a minute and reflect on how much your student has grown this year. And we want you to know how much they've learned and experienced as part of the band. We've put together a short video that pulls together the 20 things they learned in band.
Toma atención a la pantalla y mira cómo han crecido tus hijos cuando comenzaron hasta hoy y todo lo que he aprendido. Gracias.
Really proud of the students. Our final selection is Smoke on the Water. It's written by a British rock group called Deep Purple. And they were inspired to write it when they were staying in a motel on the opposite side of a lake from Frank Zappa, who was doing a live recording concert across the lake in a concert hall.
Este es el último canto, fue escrito de un grupo que fue emocionado sobre humo, sobre el agua.
So at Frank Zappa's concert, somebody in the audience got this idea to take, they took a flare gun and they shot it up in the air and it hit the ceiling, which was made out of rattan, and it caught on fire and the building burned to the ground. So the rock band Deep Purple was across the lake and they came out of their motel and they watched this building burn to the ground, and that was their inspiration for writing Smoke on the Water.
Y cuando recibieron inspiración para escribir este canto también, alguien agarró una pistola de cohete y salió y más pegó el techo de este lugar y se comenzó a quemar. Y con eso se quemó todo y ahí el grupo recibió más emocionado para escribir este canto.
Aren't they terrific? Thank you so much again for all your support all year, and we're going to close it out now.
Gracias una vez más por todo el apoyo, todo el año.
And we're going to dismiss the students. I'm going to ask the tubas to bring your instruments to the back of the band room because we have some parents who are going to help us take them back to Kelly. Thank you. Good night.
I want to say something real quick. Yo quiero decir algo. Like she says, I'm a helper. All these kids have done so much because the work of this lady. Estos niños hacen mucho trabajo por el trabajo de esta señora. ¿Por qué damos un aplauso a ella por todo el trabajo? Let's give her applause for all the work that she does.